Hi, I'm Steve Adubato here at the Tisch WNET studio here in the heart of New York City, Lincoln Center. Will you stop looking at you?
Look at all my buddies.
There you go. Now look how great she looks. Jami Floyd's in the house. She's the host of WNYC's All Things Considered. What a great show it is. By the way, 4 p.m.?
4 p.m. to 8 p.m. live every day. So much information packed into our show. You've had all my friends on. I feel like I'm in such good company.
That's why you were looking at the intro.
I was so excited to see all those people. Well, I hope so.
Describe the show for those who may not know it.
It's All Things Considered. So it's a little bit of sports, a little bit of politics. We do all the headlines at the top, the major headlines, everything from Washington, D.C. to our local metropolitan area. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and sometimes Pennsylvania. And then, of course, we hit all the other things you might care about: culture, religion, sports, entertainment. So everything that it's All Things Considered, Steve.
Let's consider this. Jami, let's get right into it. Trump and the media and your show.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah, well, look. You know, Trump
I should say President Trump, excuse me.
President. We say President Trump.
He is President Trump.
President.
He is the president. He's our president.
January 20th of last year. Look, he has a bit of a Nixonian relationship with the press. Nixonian. You know,
is it not worse?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Go ahead.
Depending on what happens with the special counsel.
By the way, we're taping toward the end of February. We don't know right now.
Right, we don't know. We'll find out. We may still find out, or we may have found out by the time this airs. But the question is, you know, is it worse? Is it better? The fact is, it's contentious, right? It's a contentious relationship. But we're respectful and objective when we cover President Trump on our show.
And you've interviewed him.
I have interviewed him, but long ago. I interviewed him.
Older Donald Trump, New York City, Manhattan,
New York City,
Donald Trump?
Manhattan, Trump Tower,
Did not believe the
Trump.
same things he says. I'm just asking.
Well, I interviewed him about business.
Okay.
I interviewed him about the Olympics, the IOC scandal. Remember back then when that started breaking? I mean, now it's just an ongoing thing. But I interviewed him about the culture of business around the world. And I found him to be, back then, long before he started to engage in politics, long before he started to question President Obama's birth certificate.
How'd that work out?
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
We see how that's worked out. So I found him to be, you know, the sort of Donald Trump of New York City, celebrity, businessman, reality TV guy that we came to know. And
Today,
I guess
who is this president?
This is not the guy I interviewed, I don't know that any of us really know who he is. I don't know that his staff knows who he is from day to day, because I think he's trying to figure out what it means to be president of the United States.
Doesn't every person? Sorry for interrupting. Doesn't every person, Jami, who becomes president try to figure that out? Is this a different try to figure it out?
I think that is correct. I think everybody who gets into that office, and I worked in the White House.
You did?
I did. I worked for President Clinton. I worked for Al Gore in the office of the vice president, and for a short time for Hillary Clinton in the White House. And I do in the early years of the Clinton administration, and I watched that administration figure itself out. And I'm, you know, I love history, so I've read a lot of presidential biographies.
How is this different, Jami?
First of all, I'm not sure that President Trump really thought he was going to win. I don't know that any of us really thought he was going to win. I don't know that he wanted to win. How is it different? You have to have read the Constitution. You have to understand the Constitution. You have to embrace the Constitution. You have to respect the Constitution.
I mean, the other branches, those other...
The other branches.
The whole thing.
The balance of power. And I think... I think there is, look, we don't have many of the positions filled in the executive branch. I mean, we're filling the judiciary very quickly. But I think that this is a very, very unprecedented, and I mean in the entire course of history. People say in modern American history. I mean in the course of our U.S. history, this is an unprecedented executive branch and unprecedented presidency.
So let's talk about... it's not just President Trump. It's where we are today, from your view, because you have conversations about this all the time, when it comes to race, gender. Like, how are we doing?
We're going, look.
Wrong direction? Were you going to say, I don't want to finish your sentence?
I'm supposed to be.
Are we going in the wrong direction?
I'm supposed to be objective.
Objective doesn't mean expressing your views here.
We've done so.
Doesn't mean you can't.
We've done so well, Steve, as a nation. I want to be positive. I want to be part of the solution. I want to help to move us forward. That's why I do this job of journalism. That's why I went to law school. I mean, look, 50 years ago, you and I wouldn't even be sitting here having this conversation because you're a white guy and I'm a multiracial black woman. And here we are having this conversation as equals.
And there weren't a lot of Italian Americans, but that's another story.
Right. I'm with you. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. I grew up here in New York City. I went to school with mostly Italian Americans down in Greenwich Village. I totally know that history, and I respect it, and we can have that conversation, too. So this is great that we're sitting here together having this conversation.
Why are we moving in the wrong direction,
But we're moving in the wrong
We're more diverse than ever before.
That's why we're moving in the wrong direction, because there's a lot of fear about that diversity. Instead of celebrating the diversity, there's a lot of fear, and instead of enjoying the diversity, embracing it, and some of us are. I mean, here we are, right? But some of us are afraid that we're going to lose our slice of the American pie. And so that's why I believe we're seeing neo-nationalism, neo-Nazism, why people are getting into their silos, why we're seeing all this anti-immigrant sentiment. Oh, my goodness,
my
this is
grandparents would never have been able to come here.
It's a nation of immigrants that built this country.
The other box
so that's what really concerns me.
Is the other box initiative connected to this?
Yeah. The Other
What
Box,
is that?
my Other Box project,
Yeah.
which I actually started in 2014 in the Obama administration, not anticipating this current surge of neo-nationalism, not anticipating a Trump administration, is about the new American identity. And I am a multiracial person, but I saw President Obama in the White House. We think of him as African-American, but of course he is biracial.
That's right.
And so I thought to myself, what is this new American identity? Who are we as Americans now in the 21st century as opposed to the 20th century and certainly the 19th century and before? And how do we see one another and see ourselves now? And that is what this project is about. And how do we gain strength from that diversity and that new American identity?
Can we show a clip? I know we're running short of time. Can we go a little longer, Jen Eichlin? It's our show, I guess we can.
Let's go a little longer.
Let's go to the clip. Is Gina Belafonte?
Gina Belafonte, Harry Belafonte's daughter.
My mother was in love with her. I think she would have definitely left my father, but I don't.
Wasn't in love with
I know.
Harry?
That's what I'm saying.
Who isn't in love with
Ridiculous.
Harry?
It's impossible not to. Let's go to the clip of Gina Belafonte.
As an actor, you're anything you can possibly be. I'm Jewish. I'm Greek. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm whatever. So there was, I think, the arts helped me not have to deal in certain ways around that question because I was able to try and be as many things as possible. But as I got older, I've had recently, most recently, I would say in the last maybe 15, 20 years, I never really considered myself one or the other. But doing the work that I do now, there's no question what I am in the eyes of many, which is that I'm Black. And that's that.
Amazing, huh? She's so honest.
Do you think, in listening to Gina Belafonte, I mean, I think about Harry Belafonte, what an incredible, not just artist and entertainer, but what he did for the civil rights movement with Dr. King, Sidney Poitier, and others. I don't know why. We have one of the leaders from NAACP coming here a little bit later today. Dr. King, crazy question, I know. Would he be able to break through any of this today and help bring us together? I'm thinking of her, and I was thinking the pictures of everyone locked arms across the Pettus Bridge.
Marching across the bridge in Selma. 4 times they had to march. They had the 3 marches, and then the 4th, and people very nearly died. John Lewis, who's now one of my heroes in Congress, still fighting for our right to vote, which is now being scaled back. I have to believe that the answer is yes. I think that one of the things we are missing now is some leadership in this country.
Moral leadership?
Moral leadership, strategic leadership, the ability to coalesce around issues that matter, like voting, like civil rights, like equal housing and schools that are not segregated. You know, we still have segregated schools in this country. I mean, Dr. King...
By income, zip code, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. So we were able to legislate, but we haven't been able to effectively change our society in a way that makes those laws a reality for so many people in this country.
Are you hopeful?
I'm an optimistic realist. So am I dodging your question?
No.
I think
you think you have to be?
I think I'm
Do
hopeful.
we have to
I think
be?
I am hopeful because, you know, I do believe in the American vision. I believe in the spirit of the Constitution that we can be a more perfect union. I mean, it's so corny, but I really believe it. I believe it. I never would go to England or go to
You're
Canada.
a patriot.
I am a patriot. I am a
It's
patriot.
interesting how patriotism, sorry for patriot. Could we show a picture of your parents, by the way? We define patriots. Wow.
Look at them. Harlem.
Circa what? Give me the...
It was 1963.
Wow.
Right before I was born, the year Kennedy was shot. My mother was pregnant with me when Kennedy was killed.
November 1963.
Yeah.
You are terrific. And can we tell everyone again when they can check out you?
They can check out, we have the Other Box Project online.org. You can go, we're always at WNYC on Twitter.
Or they can listen live at 4 p.m.
4 o'clock every single day, 93.9 FM. Thank you for the plug.
We're all the public broadcasting family.
Yeah, we're the
La
family.
Familia.
And that's why I'm here. Thank you for having me. It's such a treat.
You're wonderful.
All right.
Stay with us. Be a great guest here, right? Be right back after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Summit Medical Group, the Turl Fund, supporting Right from the Start NJ, United Airlines, the Northward Center, New Jersey Sharing Network, Holy Name Medical Center in Teaneck, New Jersey, and by Choose New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.